Hello and welcome to my tier making list of all the forts commanders. Hope you're all doing well. So in this video, I will basically distribute all the commanders into different tiers to what I think where their current place is in forts. So as you can see here, I got this list. It's on tiermaker.com. It's very popular. So basically, and I searched this up. Someone already made this, but so I don't need to create one. But what I've got here is 5 roles basically, and all the commanders beneath them. So if you don't know how this goes, S tier means like the best or super. A tier means like standard best. B tier is just below best. You know, the C tier is alright, and D tier is just not good. So I've got all these commanders here. I'm gonna choose one and then place them in a current tier where I think they should go. But eventually in the future that will change and someone else would have to make a new list. Anyways, let's begin. So first off, I'm going to say I have 1300 hours. I made over 400 forts videos worth of content. I've played this game since 2018. Yeah, it's fun, but now I'm kind of burnt out, so this is part of the reason. So now I'm like basically moving on from forts on this channel. And now I'm just basically sharing my conclusion of my experience in different videos of these types of ideas. Anyway, so we're starting off with Scattershot. Scattershot used to be really good, you know. It used to be completely overpowered with the 20 mils. Yeah, they can do 5 tons of damage, but now that's been nerfed, and now Scattershot's basically like you can use the commander for better accuracy. You get like an extra projectile per shot. I'm not sure if it still bounces off projectiles of shields or that's an Armadillo thing. I think it's Armadillo now because they've changed that. It used to be a thing. The projectile deviation is reduced. The sniper gets 2 rounds per fire. So the developers, they've nerfed Scattershot. So instead of firing these amount of projectiles at once, it only does less now from now on. But Scattershot, I don't play it that much, but for the buzzsaw, it can do extra. It can still be deadly in certain situations. It's not the worst commander though. It's just unpopular, and I don't usually choose it, and I don't usually see that many players choosing Scattershot. So I'll say the Scattershot's it's not the worst commander, but it does the job. It still can be useful. The top away, everyone has a different playstyle. So in my opinion, I believe Scattershot goes in the C tier. Yeah, because it's not the worst commander, but yeah, it still gets the job done. Somewhat though. Also, I know there are going to be a lot of judgy people out there commenting, saying, "Oh, I'm all wrong" and all that. Well, this is my perspective. This is my opinion of the commanders. Okay, if you want to do your own tier, let's do that. All right. Yeah. Next up, Seep. Now, I'll say this right now. Seep, D tier. You know why? There's only one thing Seep is good at. Missiles and rockets. That's the only thing Seep is good at. Missiles and rockets. That's it. I rarely see Seep being used by players. Seep is just... I don't understand why. Alright, because the new meta is no longer warheads or nukes. You could use it for like rockets early game, yeah. Fast nukes, but how to kind of replace that now? I mean, all the opposing team needs to do is get anti-air, and that's pretty much it. And if you can't take out the anti-air, then your strategy is useless with Seep. So again, I think it's easily considered Seep is just why. It just doesn't need to be there. There are plenty of other commanders that could help out with the whole swarm thing, Alright, next commander, Shakor. Yeah, Shakor, I'd say, is a pretty good commander. It's not the best, but, she does some weird things. Now, I could easily consider that, it's not normal to have these abilities in a normal forts game, unless you like doing it, The commander's not usually used all that often either, but if you have particular strategy, Shakor can work very well, She used to be very powerful with the barrel spawning to the enemy base. It used to be a thing, but not anymore. Shakor deserves a rightful place. Yeah, Shakor has been one of those commanders where, you know, you're hoping not to verse that one particular day. Shakor has the instance of surprise. So I believe Shakor deserves a rightful place, and I believe it's B tier. It's not the commander I recommend, you know. As long as you know the game enough, you can go for the commander. Next up, Buster. I despise this commander. Now seriously, I do. It's a cool commander, but when you're versing it, it is no joke. When pros use the Buster, you better hope that you don't have any batteries near your core. You know why? Because for some reason, uranium projectiles, they can go through the base. Worse than Firebird in those cases. But yeah, even if you repair it spot on, if your repair station's there, that could still blow up the battery because batteries are cheap. That's the one powerful thing about Buster. And the second powerful thing about Buster, for some reason, you get free foundations. It's insane. I don't know why it has anything to do with that. It's a commander of combat, not resources. It does have this ability where you can use a sniper to disable a shield. It's not used very common, but just the fact that you get free foundations and just deadly uranium fire. I mean, like either from a 20, a cannon, a howitzer, a warhead, or upgraded mortar. Yeah, when they land, they do tons of damage. So you better be prepared. Yeah, so this commander, I'm not gonna say it's the best one, you know, because it's all it's good at on the offensive. But I'm not gonna say it's the absolute best though. It's definitely a very good commander. It at least gets to go in A tier, in my opinion. Alright, next up, Moonshine. Moonshine doesn't really shine all that often. Oh, it used to, before the developers nerfed it. I don't know why it needed a nerf. I believed Buster should get some sort of nerf. But no, that didn't happen. The last Commander update, they nerfed Moonshine, Phantom, and Architect. So Moonshine used to be, I used to call it OP back in the day, but I don't do it anymore, because now I'm wrong. Well, the only thing good about Moonshine is you can use projectiles as EMPs. And that was powerful. You can constantly shut down the opponent's base with this commander. And that's all it does though, it just slows down the economy, basically. So it basically makes the EMPs useless as well. And then you also get the Moonshine doors, the shield doors. So yeah, but since it's nerfed, the EMP projectiles, they didn't, the projectiles that sets creates an EMP effect is now, it's so nerfed. It's like, why? It's not even that good anymore. So yeah, implying that, okay, yeah, you could use shield doors, but they also consume power like a regular shield, assuming they cost more, or they cost the same as a door or a shield, I don't know. It's useful, not very used all that often. I believe Moonshine, you can still use it if you want to go for the EMP strategy. It's not the worst, but I'm gonna give it C tier. I think that's fair. Alright, next up, Phantom. Phantom, my favorite commander. And now I'm not gonna place it in S tier just because it's my favorite commander, but just wait what I have to say though. Phantom, the ability to move anything around, except the core though. Like, you can move any weapon, any device, and have quiet weapons, quiet everything. The ability to hide your base, that is powerful. You can place portals down, and the opponent won't even know. That only works with this commander. This commander can also hide their base with the active from the Spook active. That is powerful as well. I think a lot of players, they don't seem to treat Phantom all that. The pros don't usually use Phantom all that much. And I think a lot of players underestimate Phantom's ability. The duration of the active doesn't require that much, it charges up very quickly, and you constantly hide your base from the opposing side. It's whatever Phantom can do, it's so powerful. It can also deceive your opponent by creating fake weapons, fake technology, throw them off. It's like anything of this commander is just so good. So good. There was nothing wrong with this commander. So Yeah, not because it's my favorite, or it must say at least deserves to go in A tier, but the fact that what Phantom can do deserves the rightful place of S tier. If you don't agree with me, would at least deserves to go in A tier. Phantom is no joke. You can be very creative with Phantom, depending on your playstyle. Alright, it's just OP. Quiet everything, hide everything, move everything. You can't get better than that. Anyways, Architect. Now, I originally wanted to place Architect as one of the best commanders. However, after receiving some advice, I realized, oh wait, Architect was nerfed more than Phantom in the previous commander update. Imagine you have, by default, extra storage from devices from the metal store in their batteries. You get cheaper materials, build quickly, so in case you're getting targeted by Yeeks on the way, you could build very quickly to prevent it from hitting. You can get weapons easily, and there's also a strategy where you can just go for the upgrade center, let the enemy hit you enough, then you get the ability and just place down technology. So all you need is good production, really, with this commander. So it makes sense to go with the upgrade center first. But since this commander, now I disagree, why did the developers do this? It got nerfed. They nerfed the charge for the ability. It's like the most powerful thing about this commander, and they nerfed that. They nerfed that exact thing. That's why, like, Architect deserved to go in S tier. But now, just because of the update it got, the nerf it got, which I disagree with, I have to place it in A tier. Like, it's still a really good commander. It's not as powerful as it is now just because of that slight nerf it added, where it requires more damage to activate that ability. Alright, next up, Overdrive. Overdrive, back in the day, Overdrive used to be the most powerful commander in forts. I mean, I'm not sure how powerful exactly it was, but the upgrade speed, it's been nerfed time and time again. And now Overdrive is just, it doesn't even need to be here. Now Overdrive just has these different abilities that you don't even need, such as, oh, the repair station has storage. You can degrade weapons. Yeah, reverse upgrade. So like, for example, degrade from a rocket to an EMP. Why would you need that? Who does that? So you can use it for the active, you get extra resources, upgrade weapons quickly, you know, that it's still a thing. But now I see the commander as, it's only powerful for mods. It's only powerful in mods now. Like Alex Extra Upgrades, for an example. It's useful, because, you know, upgrades, obviously. Yeah, I've only seen Overdrive only being used now in mods, in modded games, modded matches. It's just not really used now in vanilla matches. It's because it's been nerfed so much, it's not even worth it. Now, of course, Overdrive still can be used by, yeah, the average player, or those who are new to the game. It's still helpful. But for Overdrive, I mean, it's not useless. You can still get the resources, upgrade quickly. But I'm going to give Overdrive C tier. It means it's still usable, it's alright. It's not the worst though. Okay, next up, Hurricane. Hurricane has been a hurricane of disaster. Why does Hurricane still exist? Also, fun fact, the very first commander I ever chose in forts was Hurricane. Because I liked the glasses and the scarf. And the coffee he was holding. Oh, that's really it. Because it looked cool. I didn't know what Hurricane did. Yeah, because I was new to the game. So Hurricane, all it does, it's about speed, you know. Speed, like fast wind. So during the active, fast reload, I mean, Eagle Eye beats that, like, instantly. So fast reload, fast repairing, fast build, fast deleting. I think that's it. I'm not sure if it does anything else. I mean, you need the resource. It doesn't do anything in resources. All it does is repair quickly. So you're requiring more resources to do that. And you probably want to have the constant, wind production, power production just for that extra reload, because you don't usually expect it, unless you're playing Eagle Eye. But Hurricane is just, seriously, who uses this commander? It's like completely useless now. It's not even a good commander. Like, if you choose this commander, you just set yourself up just to lose the match. Like, did Hurricane get any sort of, like, buff at all? I don't think so. Maybe during the major command update, maybe. But nothing's changed all that much. And I really think Hurricane and Overdrive should get, like a huge buff or something. Yeah? Because all the other commanders have been, buffed up, and now it's just Hurricane's just been left out, I think. So you're not going to see Hurricane used in any tournament. Anyway, Hurricane, easy D tier. Anyways, next up, Firebird. Firebird. Now, where does Firebird go? I'm like the hat from Harry Potter, just trying to decide. Not Slytherin, eh? Anyway, Firebird. So this commander I find just annoying. Just annoying. Because you have no alarm telling you that half your base is on fire. So the active projectiles set anything on fire. Any projectile sets anything on fire. I'm pretty sure every single projectile has like a flame incendiary. This commander commits arson 24/7. It will set everything on fire. Everything is on fire. Yeah. So that's all it is good about it. And then you have like heavy mortars, the warhead. They have like a fiery effect. That's cool. Even the swarms too. It's powerful with fire, but that's really it though. There's nothing else to it. So I'm not going to immediately say that it's the best commander. It definitely deserves to go somewhere, but fire is just that. All you need to have is just repair stations protecting you, and then you're fine from Firebird. So it's the one thing that Firebird's all it's good at. It's just that. That's all it is. But I don't think it's the best though, because it trains you to press R, spam R, Anyway, Firebird, B tier. Now you could arguably say it deserves better, but B tier, it's good. Commander is good, I just don't think it's that good. Now Warthog, war crime. Warthog is all about damage, getting that extra bit of damage, and that's OP. So when you go Warthog, you might as well go for tier 3 weapons, lasers and cannons, nothing else. It doesn't work well with tier 2 weapons or tier 1, only tier 3. So if you like those strategies, go with Warthog. If you plan on winning a particular match, go Warthog. If you're good at APM, good at constant fire, go Warthog. Getting an extra bit of damage goes a long way. Yeah, Warthog is no joke, it's all about damage. And I think that if you miss with the Howitzer or the Howitzer shot gets shot down, you get another reload, insta-shotty with the Howitzer. I'm not sure if that's an actual thing or not. It's been mentioned before, but I know that doesn't usually happen to me. I don't usually see it, unfortunately. So all about damage, yeah, it's a good commander. I mean, with that bonus and damage, it's no joke. So A tier, easy A tier. Alright, next up, Eagle Eye. Eagle Eye used to be the commander where players would just rush like 6 miniguns and just win like that with the ability. Eagle Eye is good with snipers. You can now group good with snipers, and not just that good, you can group snipers. No joke. Eagle Eye, you get the second reloading thingy. Yeah, the first shot's normal and the second shot's 20%. Again, it's still a bit confusing to me, because you have the extra shot and then it just like insta, it has that ability there to do that. And then if you're not using the miniguns, well, you could use it as another option during the end game. So this commander, you could just find the same spot and not having to re-find that spot again with aiming. You could just wait just enough time for both those projectiles to reload it, and you find the same spot, as long as you have the power capacity. And the fact that this commander still has the ability with projectiles, like mainly the miniguns, having that burst damage as well. I mean, that combined with the grouping of snipers and the fast reload, and I think you can launch swarms with an AP sniper as well, and have that double reloader thingy stacked. I mean, that is powerful. You could also do that with lasers too. So Eagle Eye, yeah, it's just as powerful as Warthog, but you can do a little bit extra, you know? So if you think you're good enough or ready for it, definitely recommend it. But Eagle Eye deserves to go in A tier. Okay, next up, Pinchfist. I could easily consider to be the best commander in forts. Pinchfist doesn't do all that much, but having that 5% in production, half cost firing at active, the ability to fire weapons at half cost during an active, is just, this commander is meant for rushing, and you have that little bit of bonus just to help out. So basically, the longer the game goes and the more mines and windmills you have, the little bit extra will increase. It's more worth it depending on the duration of the match. And you could build less turbines, less windmills, because with any active, you can fire at half cost, not requiring that much energy. Yeah, just seeing Pinchfist commonly used in tournaments and used by the pro players, it definitely deserves to be considered the best commander. And it hasn't received any nerf or buff. It's still where it is. It's so good with where it is. So Pinchfist, yeah, easy S tier. Can be claimed as the best commander out there, which I think. But that may change one day. We'll see. Spook. Listen. Spook is the thief. Every time my opponent in ranked, you know this in ranked, my luck gets stolen. My victories get stolen by this commander. I hate the fact that my base can be seen, and all of my strategies are near useless because my opponent knows what I'm doing. You literally cannot hide from this commander unless you like Phantom. 200 metal and 2000 energy. That's a lot though. However, this commander did receive a nerf, and the charge required for the active is longer. But the fact that you can still have that active and still those resources from your opponent will have less. And you can see your opponent's commander, you can see their production passively the whole time, and see where their base is. And so when you have your weapons reloaded, you'll know where to aim for any weak spot. It's an insane concept of this commander. So, Spook, S tier. If you want to have a victory, you go with Spook. Spook is no joke. Now, Armadillo. Where does Armadillo go? Now, I was conflicted by this commander. Well, not from the commander entirely. I used to play against pros in 1v1s, and every time I chose Armadillo, I got trash talked. Every time. They said, why would you go Armadillo? So, knowing that the pros, say that Armadillo's not a good commander, and then after I did my 1v7 series, I get comments saying, why weren't you Armadillo? It really depends what game you're playing to choose this commander. You have to be in a unique position with this commander. Maybe in the 1v7 idea. Maybe. Armadillo, cheap doors, cheap armor, the ability, it's similar to Spook, except you don't steal resources. You can see the enemy's shields and armor. Also, I forgot to mention that you have also cheaper shields. You have a larger radius with the repair station. You get the ability to build armor-piercing miniguns. That is OP. You can build the double AP sniper. That's powerful. However, long reload, so it's kind of useless. And I think there was something else. I wasn't sure. Oh yeah, I think the projectiles bounce off the shield. So you get easily good defense with this commander. So if you're starting out with the game, or you're an average player, Armadillo is still fine. It's not useless though, because with what you can do, having cheaper metal, that's really useful, yeah. And having those AP miniguns as a surprise, I mean, that's no joke. Armadillo is not useless, and it's definitely not the best though. It deserves some recognition. Like Shakor, it deserves B tier. Now I think that's fair. Anyways, that is where I place the commanders in the tiers. This is where I think the commanders are currently balanced. So share your thoughts in the comments. I know there's going to be people saying, no, you're wrong, this and so, and you know, I don't care. Yeah, because I'm moving on from forts and I'm just doing all this to say, yeah, share my conclusions and all that of my experience. And yeah, so thanks for watching. Leave your thoughts in the comments, like the video if you enjoyed, and subscribe to the channel. So I'll see you next time in another video. So until then, have a good day.